So good morning everyone, I am Anmol Verma of class 12A3 from St. Teresa's School, and today I'll be presenting about home automation, which is an application of Internet of Things. So in this presentation we will look at what is Internet of Things, we will understand how the Internet of Things work, we will see some examples which are applicable in the real world, and then we will move on to the main objective of this presentation, which is home automation. So what actually this Internet of Things is? Internet of Things is the network of physical objects, or which we call things, that are embedded with sensors and softwares to exchange data and communicate with each other. But definition of Internet of Things has evolved with time because of emergence of new technology. So how does the Internet of Things actually work? IoT include devices such as microprocessors and microcontrollers, which act as the central communicating unit and transfers data and collects data from all other units. These devices are all connected over a network and put in an environment where they work in harmony to collect the data from the surroundings, store it to the servers, and act according to the programmed interface. Now, thanks to these compact and super strong devices, that everything from a small pill to an aeroplane and everything around us could be turned into an IoT device with added intelligence, enabling them to communicate and make the world around us smarter and more responsive, and now it is facilitating almost every industry. So now if we look at IoT examples, pretty much everything from a small light bulb that can be switched on using a smartphone can become an IoT device, as is a motion sensor or a thermostat in your office. An IoT device could be as simple as a child's toy or as serious as a driverless truck. And now even it is being used at a larger scale in smart city projects that are being filled with sensors to help us understand and control the environment according to our needs. So here are some real-world applications of Internet of Things devices which are being widely used. It is widely used in prototyping and military purposes, and the future lies in using it completely in transportation and health sector. So moving on to the main objective of this presentation, home automation. Home automation system is a direct application of Internet of Things device and works on the basic principles of collecting data from different sensors, processing the data in a microcontroller, and giving the commands to the actuators to perform certain tasks. Now these tasks can be automated, such as a kettle that can be programmed to turn off at a specific temperature, or applying the same concept to other devices. Now this home becomes a smart home powered by the Internet of Things devices. Now instead of going manually, you can give the commands via app or voice commands, which will allow you to perform the tasks. So now let's dive directly into the live demonstration. In my project, I have used a Google Assistant to give commands to smart background lighting to turn it on and off with ease.
Good morning everyone. I have installed a voice control home automation system in my own room so that the demonstration can be as practical as possible. So let's see the live demonstration. Okay Google, turn off background lighting.
It's done, sir.
So this was the working prototype of home automation system. Let's see one more demonstration. Okay Google, turn on background lights.
So what actually happened here? I sent the command through my phone over Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth receiver received the command and it sent it to the Arduino board, which is the main control unit in this project. It deciphered the command and ordered the relay to switch the lights on. This was possible because of communication of the devices over the network. So what we saw back there seemed pretty simple, right? But it actually can be much more than that. These days smart lighting is a rage, and we just saw an example of voice controlled light system, but that wasn't the boundary. You can automate it to turning on and off whenever a person enters or leaves the room, or you can even set it to change according to the mood, the ambience, the atmosphere. Imagine the windows automatically opening the on sunrise and closing it on sunset. Yes, this is possible with IoT. So these devices called things combined together collect a huge amount of data and then make what is called a smart home, and this is the future of houses. But this data can be used in anything from security to notifying the owner to automatically opening the garage doors according to your routines. Nearly all the data collected by these devices gets stored on the cloud, and then this data is used to decipher human behavior, which is in turn given to the artificial intelligence that makes itself better in every possible way. So this Internet of Things can bring changes to human life which are positive as well as destructive. So now IoT will further be used in almost every industry and every field to refine the technology and bring out excellence in almost every field, from medical to healthcare and aviation and machine learning, and many much more fields are already using this. And even for space exploration projects, it had been a factor, and this process will continue further. Thank you for joining up till this point in the presentation. A presentation by Anmol Verma of class 12A3 from St. Teresa's School. Thank you.
A very good morning to one and all present. Today, I, Mahika Trivedi,
and I, Aryak Lalwani.
we are going to explain the chemistry behind the printing of black and white photographs in earlier days. Film photography is a process in which reaction between light and light-sensitive medium takes place. This is a camera. Let's say you want to take a picture of a house and the sun is reflecting light on it. When you take a picture, the shutter opens and allows light in. Now, the film in the camera is exposed by the light. The plastic strip known as a film is composed of 6 layers. The first layer is a scratch-resistant coating that provides protection to the layers below. The next is a light-sensitive layer known as emulsion, which consists of gelatin and silver halide crystals. Silver halide is a compound composed of silver and one of those halogens, in this case, is silver bromide. Next is the adhesive layer that binds it to the film base. The film base is basically firm but flexible plastic that provides support. The base is backed by another adhesive bond with an anti-halation coating. If you zoom in one of those light-sensitive crystals in the emulsion, you would see that the crystals have a cubic structure, and there are silver ions and bromide ions. Silver ions have 1 electron lesser on trustable atom, making it a positive charge, and bromide ions have an extra electron, giving it a negative charge. These electrical attraction hold them in a place in a cubical arrangement. In addition of these 2 ions, there are sensitive specks on the crystal. These irregular shaped objects or imperfections are central to the image formation process. If a crystal was a perfect structure lacking any irregularities, it will not react to light. Photons are quantity of electromagnetic energy that behaves like tiny particles of light. Photons of light, when are emitted from the source, gives its energy to bromide ions, extra electrons, subsequently lifting it to a higher energy level. With the energy, the relatively charged electrons roam around the structure of the crystal until it reaches a sensitivity spec. Where the electrons reaches a sensitivity spec, its electrical attractions pull the positively charged free silver ion to it. As additional photons of light derive bromide ions and release electrons, more silver ions migrate to the sensitivity spec where it joins electrons to balance the electrical charge. The process makes silver metal. Activated crystal represents the captured images. However, at this stage you are not able to see the images on the film. Although they are not visible to our eyes, the presence of several metallic silver atoms at the sensitivity spec or simply just clumps create a latent image. The starting point for the conversion of whole crystals to silver during the development. In the processing of film, you need a dark room, red light, developer, stop bath, fixer, and water. In the dark room, we only use red light because it is the only color of light considered to be safe. Means the only color of light that will not clump up the crystals in the film. Red light has a low frequency. As a result, it has less amount of energy per photon. Since the amount of energy in the photon of red light is too small, the electron will not have enough energy to escape from the bromide ion no matter how many photons strike the surface. The chemical processes results a record of camera's view in which the area of film struck by mostly are darkened by the metallic silver, while the area struck by no light remains transparent since they contain no silver, and the shades of grey are created in intermediate areas that have varied amount of silver. This variation and density allows you to recognize the film as a negative. Next, you put the film into the stop bar tray. This is an acidic chemical that stops the development process by neutralizing the alkaline developer. The next tray contains a fixer. This solution removes unexposed or unactive bromide ions. This only removes silver halide crystals, leaving its converted form silver metal behind. Finally, you put the film in a tray with water to clean the film and also remove all the processing chemicals. Remember, when a photon emitted from a light source that was not red, there was enough energy from the photon that it could provide electron energy to roam around and reach the sensitivity spec, attracting the positive silver ion. Since red light does not have a high enough frequency to release electron, there are no clumps of density built up. To not expose film or paper that will activate crystals, it is essential to only use the red light in the dark room. In the first step of processing the film, it is placed in a solution known as developer, and the developer or the reducing agent, millions of exposed crystals are converted from silver ions to silver metal. This transformation helps in the conversion of latent images to metallic silver, creating visible photographic image. Now you want to print the negative onto the photographic paper. In this process, you are reversing the negative using an enlarger. Just as a film had an emulsion in the clear plastic base, photographic paper has an emulsion on the whole paper base. To develop the little image, the photographic paper goes through the same chemical process. Photographic prints are made by exposing paper to light projected through the negative. The amount of light that reaches the paper varies depending on the density of the negative areas. Where more comfortable light was there exposed, resulting dark, thick density images, which allows less light to be projected through the negative. Therefore, there are particular areas which remain unexposed and white. Areas that are thinner and transparent because less light or no light had halide crystals removed by the fixer. Thin areas or negative are rendered as dark areas in the print. Therefore, the print produces the original subject, rendering a positive image.
Good morning everyone, my name is Vedika. I am a student of class 11th A1 and today I am here to present my science model, which is an hovercraft. I will be telling you what is an hovercraft and how does it work. An hovercraft is a part of a boat, an aeroplane and a helicopter which works by creating an air cushion underneath and slides over it. It can slide over land and water both, and it is basically used for military purposes. Now I will be explaining you the working of the hovercraft. The hovercraft works by creating an air cushion underneath with the help of this lift fan, which is connected to an engine. This lift fan creates an air cushion in the downward direction, giving an upthrust to the hovercraft and moves frictionlessly on the ground. There is also one more lift fan which is connected to an engine too. It moves the hovercraft in forward direction by giving a backward force to the shape of the hovercraft is same as an aeroplane, which is a streamlined shape. I have made this hovercraft with the help of thermocol, that is this body is made up of thermocol, and I have wrapped in garbage bag over it. There are two propellers I have used, two motors and batteries and two switches as well. So now let's see the working of the hovercraft. weight carried by the hovercraft depends upon the air cushion made by this lift fan. So, this was all about the hovercraft. I hope you liked my project. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I am Kinshal Agarwal of class 9B6. Today I am going to present my model. My model represents Rutherford's model of an atom. To understand it, first we should know about atoms. So, what is an atom? Atoms are the smallest unit of ordinary matter. They are building blocks of matter. Atoms are very small in size. They may not be visible to us, but our entire world is made up of atoms. Atoms are subdivided into protons and neutrons. Now the question raised in minds of scientists that how the protons and neutrons were arranged in an atom. For explaining this, many scientists proposed many atomic models. One of them was of Ernest Rutherford. He proposed this theory after the Thomson's model of an atom. Thomson's model of an atom compared an atom to a watermelon. The positive charge is spread all around like the red pulpy juice of the watermelon. Electrons are embedded in the atom like the seeds of a watermelon. He wanted to know how the electrons were arranged in an atom. So, he decided to do an experiment. He bombarded alpha particles on a thin gold foil. He observed the reflection of the alpha particles with help of a screen. From the experiment, he made the following observations. First, most of the alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Second, some of the alpha particles were deflected from gold foil from small angles. Third, some were deflected by large angles. Based on this experiment, he made following conclusions. First point, since most of the particles passed straight through the gold foil, most of the space inside was empty. Second, very few particles suffered a deflection from their path. Now, this means positive charge occupies very little space inside an atom. Third, as a small fraction of particles got deflected, largely all positive charge and mass of gold atom are present within very small volume inside an atom. Rutherford's model of an atom states that there is a positively charged center in an atom called the nucleus. The most of the mass of an atom resides in the nucleus. The negatively charged bodies called electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths called circular orbits. The size of the nucleus is very small as compared to size of an atom. In my model, the pink ball in the center represents the nucleus, which is positively charged. The balls around the nucleus denote electrons. They are negatively charged and revolve around the nucleus. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ishan Saxena and I study in class 10B5, and today I prepared this smoke absorber machine as my science project. So, what is a smoke absorber machine? Smoke absorber machine is actually a device with mechanical fan, and this machine is used to emit the harmful smoke produced in the kitchen, room and houses. Basically, the work of a smoke absorber is to filter the air by removing the airborne grease, combustion products and many more. And there are many benefits of this machine. It helps to prevent hazardous fume chemical gases. It helps to reduce the risk of causing respiratory disorders. It absorbs the bad odor and harmful bad particles in the air. And there are some few more benefits of this machine. Helps remove harmful fume, remove harmful contagions in the air, provides proper ventilation. And this machine was first invented by Francis Robbins Upton. He was an American scientist and was an associate of Albert Einstein. So here I have made a schematic diagram and material required for this project. So here we can see that 4 PVC pipes. In this schematic diagram, 4 PVC pipes are used as the inlet for smoke. 2 DC motors, each of 5 volts, are connected to one fan. Here one is used for the inlet for smoke and second one is used for outlet for smoke. One waste pipe which is connected to a plastic bottle. 2 switches, 2 9-volt batteries, electric wire, cardboard, and one plastic bottle which is connected to this waste pipe. And here is a schematic diagram. In this there are 2 DC motor and this all circuit is connected in a series combination. So now I am showing this my machine. This is my machine, and now this will remove this smoke which is produced by this dhubatti, and the smoke will go outside by this waste pipe. So now I am turning the inlet fan, and now I am turning the outlet fan, and here we can see that the most of the smoke which is produced by the dhubatti is going inside the box and then going out by the waste pipe. Here we can see that the smoke is going out. And we can also adjust the length of this pipe. And this is the maximum length which the waste pipe can attain. And this is a very useful machine which is used by many of the housewives in their houses, in the kitchens. And this machine is also used in many electronic factories which manufacture mobile phones, laptops, and many more electrical appliances and gadgets. And this is also used in the area where the smoke is produced. So, thank you everyone.
Hello everyone, can you light this rod without connecting it with electric circuit? Well, I can do this. I, Samriti Sharma of class 9, can light this rod holding in my hands. So yes, let's have a look. Abracadabra, gilly gilly choo. Was it a magic? All magic vanishes when science comes into the picture. I was able to do so because of Tesla coil, invented by the legendary scientist Nikola Tesla in 1891. This is a simple model of Tesla coil. It consists of a hollow metallic dome, secondary coil made by winding thin insulated copper wire on a PVC pipe, primary coil. It consists of 2N triple tube transistor, a 20,000 ohm resistance, switch, 9-volt battery and battery connector and connecting wires. Earlier, Tesla circuits were used for radio transmitters for wireless telegraphy and in medical equipments such as electrotherapy and violet rays devices. And nowadays, it is used for entertainment purposes and educational displays. It is a radio frequency oscillator that drives an air-core double-tuned resonant transformer that produces high voltages at low currents. Resonant transformer is a specialized transformer that is used in Tesla coil, and it functions differently from an ordinary transformer that are used in AC power circuits. Operation cycle of Tesla coil. The circuit operates in a rapid and repeating cycle in which the supply transformer charges the primary capacitor up, which then discharges in a spark through the spark gap, creating a brief pulse of oscillating current in the primary circuit which excites a high oscillating voltage across the secondary circuit. Most of the Tesla coil designs have smooth spherical or toroidal shaped metal electrode on the high voltage terminal. The electrode serves as the one plate of the capacitor and the earth serves as the another plate of the capacitor, forming the tuned circuit with the secondary winding.
We all know how efficient our brain is. Its efficiency is all because of the neurons that make it up and connect it to the whole body. Welcome to one and all present here. This is Punyavi Mohan from grade 11th A3 and I am here with my project, The Perspicacious Brain. Perspicacious nature refers to the ability of having a ready insight into an understanding of things. The human brain in itself is a perspicacious organ. It is insightful and enables us to understand and give response for complex as well as simple stimuli. The brain is the central organ of the human nervous system, along with which the spinal cord makes up the central nervous system. The body is also the primary function of the brain. The brain is contained and protected by the bone named cranium. Let us now talk about how brain perceives the object the eyes see. The light after falling over an object enter into the eyes. The light is what we have as our stimulus right here. Light enters through cornea and forms an inverted image on the retina. The retinal surface has photoreceptor cells which convert the image into electrical impulses. These electrical impulses are then carried forward by the optic nerve. Thereafter, the signals are carried forward to the brain through the sensory neural network. The brain's occipital lobe receives these signals. Here the lobe's visual and visual association area, with the help of memory of the images, make us aware what we have just seen. Many a times, when we need a response to the stimulus, the motor neural network takes into action. The brain then sends the site of action a suitable response for the stimuli we have received. And to many of our surprise, all this happens in just 13 milliseconds. Now let's discuss the main areas of the cerebrum, the largest part of the brain. The first one is the visual cortex. It processes the information about static or moving objects and all other visual stimuli. Then comes the visual association area. This area associates the information from visual cortex to similar past data. Then we have the auditory cortex. The auditory cortex processes sound stimuli. The next comes is the auditory association area. It helps in the recognition of voices. The next is Broca's area. This deals with the production of speech. The following is Wernicke's area. This helps us to understand speech. Next we have is the prefrontal cortex. This plans actions, movements and abstract thoughts. The upcoming one is the primary motor cortex. This plans and executes movements of the body in association with other motor areas. Then we have the somatic motor association area. This is also known as premotor cortex. Works alongside the primary motor cortex to form associations with the earlier movements. Then we have the primary sensory cortex. This looks after the sense of touch. It is in association with the somatic sensory association area, which deals with all sort of associations to similar touch or stimuli to the skin. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it and found it informative.
Hello friends, my name is Kshitij Negi of class 10th B1 and I am going to tell you about parasympathetic movement of alimentary canal. When we eat food, food goes to the mouth and where the salivary glands releases salivary amylase which converts starch present in food into maltose. Then the food goes to the stomach to esophagus, which is also known as food pipe. When the food reaches stomach, the gastric glands present in the inner lining of stomach releases gastric juices which contain hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus. Hydrochloric acid kills all the bacteria present in the food and makes the acidic medium for the action of pepsinogen, and then pepsin is a protein digesting enzyme which converts all proteins into peptones. Mucus protects the inner lining of stomach from the corrosive action of hydrochloric acid. and the remaining food goes to the small intestine. Small intestine, where the small finger-like projections are present, which are called villi, which increases the surface area of absorption of water. And the small intestine also receives the bile juice from the liver, which break down the large fat globules into smaller globules by the process emulsification, and then the pancreas releases pancreatic juice, which contains trypsin, lipase and amylase. Amylase converts carbohydrate into glucose, and trypsin converts protein into amino acid. Fats are converted to fatty acid and glycerol by lipase, and then the remaining undigested food is gone to large intestine. Small intestine is a site where the complete digestion takes place. When a food reaches large intestine, the large absorption of water takes place, and the remaining waste material is excreted out of the body through anus. And thank you and have a nice day.
Hello everyone. My name is Mayurakshi Sahu from class 12th A1, and today I'm here with my small experiment on the science exhibition. So today I'm here with my experiment to demonstrate the diffraction of light at a single slit. So what do we mean by diffraction? Diffraction is the bending of light around the obstacle and hence spreading the light into the regions of geometrical shadows. So to demonstrate this experiment, I'll need two things. We need a tin can and a laser light. So what I have done is I have made a hole here so that I can put this light inside it, and then I have made here a very sharp cut, very sharp, and behind that I have pasted two blades parallel to the sharp slit, and there is a very thin hairline gap so that the light can pass through this. Okay, so now I'll insert this inside. You would be thinking that when the light will pass through this, we'll obtain a very sharp image, a straight line which is small and sharp. But let's see what actually do we get. Do we get a straight line? We see at the center a white and bright image of slit, and on either side, that is the geometrical shadow, we can see bright dark fringe pattern formed due to the diffraction. When the light waves bend around the two sharp edges of the blade, here this is the light wave consisting secondary wavelets, and it will spread all around the obstacle. And when two wavelets with crust and crust combine together, superimposed together, that area will become brighter, and if crust and trough are coming together, that area will be dark. So here we can see this bright and dark image in the geometrical shadow. So now you know about the simple experiment of diffraction. Let us now know about some amazing daily life applications of diffraction. So the first application is CD reflecting rainbow colors. Now, like a rainbow has a white light split into different color, a CD also shows the same phenomena using the diffraction. The next application is holograms. We know that light travels in the form of a wave. We can take two different light waves and create a standing wave which can be photographed to form a hologram. The next phenomena that we see from diffraction is the red color of sunlight. The sun appears red because light gets diffracted due to the presence of dust particles in the atmosphere. The next application is bending of light at the corners of the door. The door is acting as an obstacle in front of light waves, and light waves can enter to the room through these gaps. These gaps act like as a secondary wavelength as described in Huygens principle. The next very important use of diffraction is used in spectroscopy. Now what is spectroscopy? In spectroscopy, diffraction of light helps to measure the accurate wavelength of light wave. And the last but not the least, the use of diffraction in X-ray. X-ray diffraction is used to identify the structure of crystalline materials, and this is based on the principle of dual or particle nature of X-rays. Hope you like my simple experiment of diffraction. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning everyone. My name is Siddharth of class 11th A3 and I am with the biology exhibition. My topic is kidney versus artificial kidney. So let's start. This one photo is the kidney. Kidney is 10 to 12 cm in length. Width is 5 to 7 cm and thickness is 2 to 3 cm. Kidney. Kidneys and natural kidney are responsible for the excretion of nitrogenous waste products from the body. They help to excrete extra water from the body. They help in maintaining the water balance in the body. Certain drugs and toxic substances are eliminated from the kidneys from the humans. This one photo is the artificial kidney. Artificial kidney are a human-made device used to replace the kidney in humans in case of kidney failure. Now let us discuss about the working of kidney. Unfiltered blood from the body moves to the kidney through renal artery and renal vein. This is the kidney. This is ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. Unfiltered blood from the body moves to the kidney through renal artery and renal vein. There are filters in the kidney with the help of nephrons. They are tiny filters. Moves through the ureter, then reaches the urinary bladder, then moves out of the body through urethra. Now let us talk that why kidney is also known as a vital organ. Our kidney are each about our fist and found near the middle of our back, just below our ribcage. Kidney contain a lot of tiny filters known as nephrons. They remove waste and extra water from the body. What's removed becomes urine and eliminated from our body. Kidney has to produce several hormones that help to control blood pressure, activate vitamin D and helps to make our red blood cells. Adrenal glands. Adrenal glands are present on adrenal glands are also known as suprarenal glands. They are small, triangular shaped glands located on top of each kidney. Adrenal glands produce hormones that help to regulate our metabolism, immune system, blood pressure and the response to stimulus and other essential functions. Adrenal glands are composed of two parts, cortex and the medulla, which are each responsible for producing different hormones. When adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones, this lead to adrenal insufficiency, also known as Addison's disease. Now let us talk about the difference between kidney and artificial kidney. Kidney. It is a naturally divided excretory organ located in the humans. Artificial kidney is the man-made device. Functions. Excretion of urine by kidneys is done naturally when the body fluids are filtered. Function of artificial kidney. They are used to dispose urine in patients whose kidneys are completely damaged. Ionic balance. Kidneys have the capacity of reabsorption to maintain the ionic balance in the body. Artificial kidney don't have the reabsorption capacity to maintain the ionic balance in the body. Stimulated by. The functioning of kidneys is stimulated by nervous system and the hormones produced in humans. Artificial kidney is done with the help of machine. Importance. Kidneys continuously receives the blood and water and filter them and keep away the toxic waste from the body. Artificial kidney helps kidney damaged persons only from time to time under supervision of a specialist doctor. Kidneys are made up of tiny filters known as nephrons, and artificial kidney are made with cellophane tubes. Thank you.
My name is Mahi Raju from class 9P1 and today I am going to explain about epithelial tissue or skin. We know that the skin is the largest organ of our body with a total area of about 20 square feet. The skin also protects us from the microbes and elements, regulates the body temperature and the sensation of touch, heat and cold. The skin has three layers. The outermost layer with a waterproof barrier is the epidermis, and beneath the epidermis is the dermis, which contain hair follicles, sweat glands and tough connective tissue. Beneath the dermis is the hypodermis, which is a subcutaneous tissue made of fat and sweat glands. But the skin's color is created by special cells called melanocytes, which produce the pigment melanin, and the melanocytes are present in the epidermis. But the takeaway is that the skin doesn't mark the boundary between you and your environment. It serves a critical health function, protecting you from the disease and exposure. You can take good care of your skin by applying sunscreen all year round, staying hydrated. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Anirudh Pratap Singh from class 11A1 of St. Teresa School. I have prepared a model based on simple physics as a part of this science exhibition. This model basically works on sound navigation and ranging or sonar technology to identify if there are any objects present within a certain radius. Sound navigation and ranging or sonar basically is a technology which consists of a transmitter and a receiver. The transmitter transmits sound waves of very high frequency or ultrasonic waves which if struck by an object is reflected back and the receiver receives it. Then this system calculates the distance from the object based on the time taken by the sound wave to return. This technology is mostly used in ships and other vessels for various purposes like underwater mapping or in naval vessels to detect underwater rocks surface and also used to detect other ships and submarines. The model I was talking about. Now how this works, first of all it needs electricity supply. This blue connector connects this whole system with my PC or personal computer, which also supplies it electricity to work. Coming ahead, this rotating object on the top is the sonar module, in which one of these two cylindrical structure is a transmitter and the other one is receiver. This module is mounted on top of a servo motor which rotates it. Now this blue colored board is the brain of the system. I have uploaded a code on it to make it work as I want. This acts as an input for the servo motor and rotates it along its axis through an angle of 150 degree and also receives output from the sonar module. This then transmits all the information to my PC, which displays the output on the screen through a suitable program. Now let me demonstrate. This is a working model. For this I take a compass box. Now as you can see, when I place an object in front of the radar, a red colored area is shown on the screen. At the very angle the object is detected.
Hello everyone, welcome to the science exhibition. I am Disha Mittal of class 10B6 and I am here to present some information about Sir J.C. Bose. Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose is one of the most prominent Indian scientists who proved by experimentation that both animals and plants share much in common. He was born on 30th November 1858 and unfortunately this hero died in 1937. His life was dedicated for the research of physics and plants. But it is more unfortunate to know that many of the Indians don't even know about this great patriot and scientist. So today, I am here to present some of the experiments related to plants done by Sir J.C. Bose between the year 1900 and 1937. After 20th century, Acharya J.C. Bose's interest turned towards physics of life, known as biophysics. Over the next 30 years, Bose performed hundreds of experiments on electrical signaling between plant cells, recording their responses to the environment. Sir J.C. Bose created many instruments to record these phenomena, one of which was a resonant recorder which helped to see the effect of stimuli on plant. It also helped to see the effect of thigmotropism. Thigmotropism is a directional response of a plant organ to touch or physical contact with a solid object. This phenomena is clearly illustrated by the climbing tendrils of some plants such as sweet pea and Prospicinaria. As you can see right here that this plant is also showing thigmotropism as it is growing along the length of the row. Well, there is also an interesting story about a demonstration that Bose gave in England. He had come to a conclusion that plants feel pain when they are pinched or poisoned and they die. Bose wanted to show the experiments on what he had concluded. All major scientists and leaders were gathered there to hear him. He started the experiment by injecting a poison into a plant. The plant should have shown signs of death in a few minutes. But on the contrary, nothing happened. The learned audience started laughing. And even at this adverse moment, Bose showed admirable calmness. He thought quickly that the poison that had been injected into the plant did not kill it, so he supposed that it would not hurt him also. With full confidence, he got ready and injected the poison into himself. At that instant, a man got up and confessed that he had changed the poison with similar colored water. Now Bose conducted the experiment again with real poison, and sure did the plant withered and died. Such was his greatness and passion for the living. He is one of the most amazing and distinguished scientists, yet the most unrecognized. But as truly said by this great scientist, they who behold the one in all changing manifoldness of the universe, unto them belongs the eternal truth, unto none else, unto none else. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Hello everyone, this is Rashi Gupta from 9B6. Hope you all are doing well. So today in the science exhibition, I'm going to perform some of my experiments that are really interesting and you can also perform in your homes, because the things I've used are available in our kitchen, like food color, milk, water. Water is available everywhere in the house, but basically we found it in kitchen. So let's perform. So here is my experiment number 1. We have to pour some amount of milk in a plate. Then we have to add food color. 3 types of food color, or it's up to you how many types you want to add. I have added green, red and yellow. The next step is that we have to take an earbud and pour it into soap water, and then it will form a liquid. Then we will put it into a center, and then you will see the result. A general question, that why this happened? This happened because when we put the soap water on the milk, the negative end of the soap water molecule line up with the positive end of the food color molecule. This causes the detergent molecule to zoom out in every direction over the surface of milk and push the food coloring out towards the edge of the plate. Now the time for second experiment. We have to take 2 glasses and pour equal amounts of water in it. In the left one, we have to add warm water, and on the right hand side one, we have to add cold water. We will add now food coloring both the sides, and we'll see that the food color on the left hand side diffuses more fastly with the water than the right hand side. You know what? That why this happened? This is happening because of the temperature. Let's see the proper and the appropriate reason for the same. This is because warm water molecules have more thermal energy than the molecules of cold water. Now let's see this third experiment. In this, we have to take 3 glasses and pour water in the first and the third glass. I have added food color to the first glass and the third glass, and now I have placed 2 tissue papers like this. Now this is very amazing that the water is working. Wow, amazing, right? This is because that tissue has absorbed water from the first beaker and poured it into the second beaker. This is even because of a very amazing thing of physics, that is gravitation. Somewhat like this, you can see that how it is happening. Wow, right? You guys know that science is wonderful, beautiful, and amazing. And general identification of science: physics, solar system, biology, human. Last but not least is chemistry. Element, compound, a lot of things, and we do. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I am Kirti Shri of class 12th A1. and I'm really excited to present my physics project, a hoverless craft. Sounds complex? Let me explain. So this is basically a model, a combination of a maglev and a hovercraft. First, what is a maglev? A maglev is a train transportation system which works using magnets. Sounds familiar? Yes, bullet trains. They work on this very principle. While normal trains have an average speed of 36 to 311 km per hour, these commercial trains of China are the fastest in the world with an average speed of 431 km per hour. Fun fact, do you know the world record for the fastest train in the world? It's 603 km per hour, and yes, even this is a maglev of Japan. A hovercraft is an amphibious vehicle which is capable of traveling on land, water, mud, or even ice. These hovercrafts have huge blowers to produce large air volumes under the hull. Let's look at the project now. Here, you can see the base. I made this using an aluminium channel. For the track, I used magnetic strips. Now, since these strips have very weak polarity, I needed a real light vehicle, so I used thermocol for the same. Underneath, I pasted the magnetic strips of the same polarity as that of the track, so they repel. And this propeller here will rotate, thus providing thrust for the vehicle to move ahead. And for the propeller, I used a 1000 RPM motor. Also, to reduce the weight, I used an AC-DC converter in spite of a battery. You see the gap between? Yes, it's floating above the tracks. I used acrylic sheets on either side of the track to prevent the vehicle from deviating from its path. Okay, so time for testing. So that was the project. Thank you.
Good morning to one all present here. My name is Tijilvish and I am the student of class 12A3 and I am here to present my project on optic fiber. Now, most of us are surfing internet in our homes, but have you ever imagined that how internet is able to come to our home? It is all because of optic fiber. Optic fiber works on the principle of total internal deflection. Now I would like you to show optical fiber. The optical fiber is having a core material which is made up of high quality glass of refractive index μ1. It is surrounded by cladding which is made up of plastic material and having refractive index μ2. A very important point to note here is that μ1 is greater than μ2, which will help total internal deflection to be performed. Further, the optical fiber is covered with buffer coating which acts like a jacket or insulation and a protective layer to the optic fiber. Now I would like you to show the inside view of optic fiber, how the signal are transmitted. Inside the optical fiber, you are seeing that there are multiple internal reflection occurring. This is the basic principle on which optical fiber is working. Now I would like you to show some uses of optical fiber in daily life. Telecommunication, it is a very big use. It is used to transmit signals. Further, in medical examination, it is used to examine very certain organs, body parts, etc. Refractometers. Optical fiber is used to measure refractive index of certain liquids, materials, etc. Photosensor is just similar to medical examination where we see different organs, etc. using optical fiber. And the most important use of optical fiber is internet, which is very used in common life. Now I would like you to demonstrate an activity and experiment on optical fiber which will help you to visualize the concept very better. Before showing how optical fiber works, I will show you a project on how TIR occurs. For this project, I have taken a bowl filled with water. The critical angle of water is 48.8 degree. So if the incident ray makes an angle greater than 48.8 degree, the TIR will occur.
For better result, I would like to close the light. Now you can see the pattern which I have shown you in the chart. Here you can see the laser light is totally reflected inside the liquid. This is the example of total internal reflection. Now I will show you a project on how optical fiber works. Now I will show you how optical fiber works. For this project, I have taken a water bottle with a hole inside it. Here the continuous laminar flow of water is occurring. So I will project a laser on the hole which will act as the TIR agent inside the hole, so that it will show how the total internal reflection occurs inside the optical fiber. For seeing the project better, I would like to close the light. Now you can see I have projected the light on the hole. You can see that laser light, instead of bending, follows the laminar path. This is just a beautiful explanation of optical fiber. This is how TIR occurs in optical fibers. Thank you everyone. By now, I hope that you all understand how optical fiber works and how we are able to get signals in our homes very quickly and efficiently.
Greetings and salutations to all my friends, teachers and dear parents. This side Richa Badori from class 11th A1 presenting a very cool and amazing scientific chemical experiment which is based on the concept of density of liquids. In this experiment, I will be showing rain in this glass. Yes, in this glass, but it will not be a very simple one like we see in our daily lives, but it will be a colorful one. This is why my experiment is known as Rainbow Rain Experiment. So let's begin with this experiment. For this, I have taken a glass which is having oil in it. This is normally oil or vegetable oil which we use. You can take any oil which you like, because doesn't matter what type of oil you take. I'm now gonna pour some orange food coloring, just only drops. Some more. That's it. And now this is green food coloring. Due to this corona pandemic, we are not able to get much of the colors. I am only able to get only 2 colors, so I am showing with that only. But if you want, you can try with many other colors which are available from a nearby market. Now, I'm gonna mix it vigorously in this oil. That's it. Now, while stirring this, it got dissociated into tiny droplets of food colorings and it got freezed in the oil water. Now what is the benefit of this? We will see in the experiment. Now this is half-filled glass of water and I'm gonna pour this emulsion in this. As you can see clearly, the experiment has started. If it is not visible, I can also show you the clear view of the. You can see tiny droplets of food coloring which we poured in the emulsion now are pouring down in this water solution in the form of rain. See how beautiful this is looking. Continue in this small glass of water while I pull off the curtain behind this experiment's secret. What happens actually is that water has polarized molecules. That is, water molecules have positive charge on one side and negative charge on the another side. Whenever opposite charges attract each other and similar charges repel each other. That's why the water molecules attract each other. while the oil particles on the other hand are non-polarized molecules, and that is why they don't attract water molecules, and that is the reason why they don't get mixed together. When we poured this emulsion in this water body, what happened actually was that the liquid food colorings, they slowly trickled gradually down the oil and the water border, and after some time they also got passed through the water and started pouring down in the water body, in the form of tiny small rain. So this was my rainbow rain experiment. I hope you would all have liked and enjoyed this experiment. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Shreya Sona and I am from class 10th B1, and today I am going to show you a very interesting experiment which is lava lamp. It is very beautiful and interesting as well. So let's begin. Materials required. You need vinegar, refined oil, glasses, food coloring, baking soda, and I am also taking glitter, which is completely optional. Firstly, you need to add baking soda into the glass and fill the glass with oil, leaving some space from the top, as it is a very important cap at the top for the effect of this to happen. Here we go. Like this. Then you need to mix food coloring and vinegar and add this solution into the glass. Here it is. Let's do it. Baking soda acts as effervescent. Effervescent means something that dissolves by giving a fizzy effect of bubbles of the gas. The reaction which took place here is vinegar, which contains acetic acid, reacts with sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, and gives sodium acetate, water, and carbon dioxide. NaHCO3 plus CH3COOH gives CH3COONa plus H2O plus CO2. Oil and water doesn't mix with each other mainly because of polarity. Water is a polar compound as it has charge, and oil is a non-polar compound as it has no charge. That's why oil and water doesn't mix with each other. With carbon dioxide, when the solution rises upwards, it enters the oil and makes blobs. When this blobs reaches the top surface of the glass, it releases carbon dioxide and the weight of the blobs decreases. That's why the blobs comes down. This goes on and on. The effect is similar to the groovy lamp known as lava lamp, which were popular in 1960s. So, this is my lava lamp experiment. I hope you like it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishal Wadi of class 9. Today I am going to present the working model on muscular movement in our arm. The muscle tissue is responsible for the movement of different body parts. First, we will be talking about the types of muscles present in our body. The first are the voluntary muscles. They move by our will. And the second are the involuntary muscles. They do not need our will to move. The third are the cardiac muscles, which are present near the heart and help the heart to pump the blood. So, today we will be talking about the voluntary muscles. The voluntary muscles are present near the bones and help in movement. So, they are also called the skeletal muscles. The voluntary muscles, after keeping under the microscope, show different and alternate light and dark striations or bands. That's why they are also known as the striated muscles. The muscle fibers contain contractile proteins which expand and contract. So the size of the muscle changes and it leads to the movement. These contractile proteins can reduce the size of the muscle to 1/3 of its length. These muscle fibers are located near the limbs and moved by our will. So here I have prepared a model for the better understanding that how voluntary muscles expand and contract and make our arm move upwards and downwards. Hope you learned something new today. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Good morning everyone. My name is Aniket Kumar. Today I am going to present my physics project named Room Sanitizer. It is based on the sanitization of yourself as well as your surrounding. My project includes very simple components, but the main three components you must have is first a water motor of cooler, second a pipe, and third of sanitizing fluid. The arrangement and working is as follows. So this is my project. This wire you see is the wire of that cooler motor, and this box you can take any box and any cubicle or cuboidal box. In this case I have taken shoe box, and here you put the sanitizing fluid. Right now I have not put any sanitizing fluid, and from here all the sanitizing fume comes out. So I have plugged it in, and for the first 5 minutes if your opening is not closed, you should close for first 5 minutes, and then after that you should open the opening of the sanitizing fumes. It is because if inside the box all the fumes will be created in high pressure, then their coming quantity will be large and fastly they will sanitize your room. And after 5 minutes, let me show you the fumes. The fumes in this, the amount of fume is less or less dense. This is because of using high power water motor. If you will use low power water motor, then the quantity of fumes that will come will be thicker. And the most important thing you should remember is that you should close the box properly, so that it should not come in contact with the surroundings. So that is it. Thank you.
everyone and Namaste. My name is Ansi Verma. I am from 10th standard. Today on the underlining heading of science exhibition, I am going to present the topic that is polycystic ovarian disease or PCOD and the herbs beneficial in this disease. Polycystic ovarian disease is a female associated disease. The major term related to it is ovarian cyst. An ovarian cyst is a fluid-filled sac which is developed inside or on the surface of the ovary. The leading reason of this disease in females is hormonal imbalance. Now this is the diagram of ovarian cyst. Herein in this female reproductive system, there are two ovaries on each side. One is the normal ovary and the other one is the ovary in which cyst is developed. Now during a female's menstrual cycle, an egg grows in a sac called follicle. Generally, this follicle breaks open and a matured egg is released per month. But if in a case this follicle does not break open, then the fluid inside the follicle forms a cyst. This generally occurs during the ovulation period of a woman, causing irregularities in menstrual cycle. Now cysts are of many certain types. We get that ovarian cyst is the cause of this disease, but not all cysts are harmful. Smaller cysts are present in majority of women, causing no symptom. But larger cysts are present in some women which develops gradually and produce many chronic symptoms like pelvic pain in lower abdomen, bloating, etc. Now I am going to show you the model of ovary with cyst. Now this is the ovary and inside the ovary there are thousands of immature eggs. When an egg gets mature, it is being released out of the ovary. But in case if an egg is not able to move out of the ovary, then it turns into an ovarian cyst like this one. This is the initial stage of cyst. It is of 5 to 6 centimeter in diameter. But a cyst may grow up to 16.24 centimeter in diameter and can block the fallopian tube as well. Now there are many medications and surgeries for controlling this disease. But I am going to tell you about some herbs which are significant in curing the initial stage cyst. Okay, so I have cinnamon bark, that is dalchini, and turmeric, also known as friend of woman, saffron or kesar, cardamom, that is elaichi, and barley, or we can say jaw, orange peels, and cayenne pepper, that is lal mirch. So, hope you understood the topic. Thank you.
The next diseases are asthma and COVID-19. So to cure these diseases, let's learn Tadasana.
For Tadasana, first stretch your arms in front of your body, make clamps of your fingers, turn your palms outward and take a deep breath in and stretch your body upward. Try to stand on your toes. Hold the position for as long as you can. Now very slowly come down in the same manner while exhaling.
Next is Trikonasana.
For Trikonasana, make a gap of around 3 feet between your feet. Take a deep breath in and lift your right hand up. Now stretch the hand and bend your body in opposite direction, that is your left side, while exhaling. Hold the position as long as you can and come back slowly while inhaling. Again, repeat the same exercise on other side of the body. Hold the position and come back while inhaling.
Next is Ardha Chakrasana.
For Ardha Chakrasana, hold your lower back firmly with your hands. Place your thumbs on either side of vertebral column. Bend your elbows backward maximum. Now, with deep inhalation, bend your body backward as much as you can bend easily. Hold the position and come down with exhalation.
For curing these diseases,
rest kriyas.
For this, first of all, stretch your arms in front. Now just fold the fingertips 10 times. Now fold fingers inward and make fist such that thumb is inside. Do it 10 times. Now move your fists roundwise. Outward and then inward. Now touch your shoulders with your hands and give them a jerk in front. Do this exercise for 10 times. Now place your hands on the shoulders and move them sidewise. Make a big zero with the elbows. First in front and then in backward direction. Do this movement 10 times. Do this movement 10 times.
Now Sukshma Vyayam for legs.
For this, sit on the asan and stretch your feet only, first outward then inward. Make this movement 10 times. Now move your feet sideways 10 times. Then make big zeros with your feet, first clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Now fold right leg and keep it near the left thigh. Now hold the knee and move it up and down. Do this movement 10 times. Now hold the knee and the feet of right leg and move the leg outward and inward. Do this motion 10 times. Now make a clamp with the fingers of both hands and hold the right feet. Now unfold the leg and stretch it completely. Again fold it and stretch it. Do this movement 10 times. Now the same movements of right leg should be followed by the left leg. Relax.
Very often we find people complaining about knee pains, especially in old ages. So let's learn Dandasana to cure it.
For doing Dandasana in a simple way, first place a roll of cloth or towel under your knees. Now take a deep breath and try to straighten your legs while pressing the towel downward against the earth. Try to point your feet towards yourself. Now hold the position as long as you can and come to rest while exhaling.
For curing arthritis, Brahmi and Anulom Vilom Pranayam are also recommended that we have learned in the earlier part. Hello everyone, I am Pankil of class 10B6 and today I am going to demonstrate few yoga asanas that will prove to be beneficial in certain diseases. So first is PCOD, polycystic ovarian disease. Many of the women suffer from the same disease. So let's learn some of the yoga asanas that will help to cure this.
Next is Bhujang Asana. For this, lie down in prone position. Put your hands near the shoulder and inhale deeply. Lift up your body till the navel region and hold the position till you can. Then come down slowly while exhaling. Next is Anulom Vilom Pranayam. For this, sit in Sukhasana or Padmasana. Now close your right nostril with right thumb. and inhale deeply from the left side. Now exhale from the right nostril. Again, take a deep breath from right nostril and exhale from the left nostril. This is called one cycle of Anulom Vilom. Next is Bhramari Pranayam. For this, sit in Sukhasan or Padmasan and now close your ears with both the thumbs. Now close your eyes with index fingers and put your middle finger on the nose, ring finger on upper lips, little finger on below the lips. Now take a deep breath in and exhale with a humming sound. Once your exhalation gets complete and humming sound gets stopped, again take a deep breath. Do this movement 10 times. Now remove the fingers first and then remove thumbs.
Dear all, my name is Kathy Singh. I study in St. Esther's School in class 9. This is a model of a working lift and this includes the majorly following parts. Lift car shocker absorber, a lift car, 9-volt DC battery, 1 gear motor, 2-way switch, 1 NC switch, whites and board, 5 mm thick, 0.5 PVC buffer. Now let me explain you the normal functioning of a lift. First, because of this 9-volt gear motor, the lift car can move in the both direction. Let me show you. Car reaches at the end, the gear motor changes its direction with the help of a string and thus the lift car starts moving in the upward direction. Now let me show you about the free fall of the lift. Free fall is a stage in a lift when the car gets detached from the main motor due to some reasons like breaking of the rope or even when the rope becomes loose. In this case, the lift car can fall freely with the same speed of the gravity of the earth. Let me now show you that how it can be like. This situation can be very dangerous for the passenger inside the lift. Also, there are many such cases in which we have led to the death of many people. But there are several ways of protecting people who can be stuck in such dangerous situations. The first way is that we can use a special functioning for this. For example, we required some NONC switch, normal open, and this is NONC switch. Now let me show you how it works. You can see that as soon as the falling lift lies on the NONC switch present at the back of the lift case, there was a sudden alarming sound. This is because the lift fell on the switch. It closed a circuit which contains a 9-volt battery and an alarm. Due to this, the alarm rings. Thank you for watching my video.
Hello everyone, myself Dhruv Gautam, student of class 12th A1, and today I will visualize sound through the vibrations that they make or the vibrations that make them. Sound is a form of energy and is created by vibrating objects. So to visualize sound I have taken a speaker and covered it with a thin rubber membrane and I have glued a small fragment of mirror on the surface. Now I will interrogate the movement on surface of membrane with a laser light by playing different frequencies. So the laser reflects off the small fragment of the mirror on the membrane and hits my wall. So when I play music, this kind of patterns are observed. but if I apply pure notes, some interesting shapes are found. Okay, now let us see what happens when they mix two different kind of frequencies. So this frequency creates this pattern and this frequency creates this pattern. Now let us combine these two frequencies. Okay, now I will add this third frequency. These are some patterns which are found by combining some other two frequencies. Now it's time to conclude that why these type of patterns are forming from a single beam of laser. Frequency is the number of occurrences of a repeating event per unit of a time, and as we know that the sound causes vibration, and also the sound at different frequencies make different kind of vibrations. So when we play different frequencies, the membrane on the speaker vibrates. So we can imagine that the small fragment on the mirror of the membrane represents a sample that what kind of movement or vibrations are going on the surface of membrane. As a small piece of mirror vibrates with the membrane due to different frequencies, and if you mix two or more frequencies, the vibration also get mixed up. Laser light here when get reflected through the mirror, we can easily see the patterns formed by the vibrations. So the laser light here help us to visualize the movement and vibration due to sound. So by this demonstration, we can easily visualize the vibration made by sound with the help of light. And thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Krish Kaushik and I am from class 9B4 and going to present a model based on chemistry exhibition. So this is my automatic hand sanitizer. I made it because it is very useful in this pandemic time. The humans will be with zero contact with the sanitizer dispenser in the schools, offices and other public places. It is important because it prevents viruses. And now I am going to tell you that's how it works. Infrared sensor detect infrared energy that is emitted by one's body heat. When hands are placed in the proximity of the sensor, the infrared energy quickly fluctuates. This fluctuation triggers the pump to activate and dispense the designated amount of sanitizer. The material required for making this hand sanitizer are proximity sensor, transistor dip 32, resistance kit of 1 k ohm, DC pump of 9 volt, pipe and wires. This is the circuit diagram of this model. First, the proximity sensor. It has three parts: VCC, ground and output. The VCC will attach to the transistor tip of E and then will attach to 9 volt battery positive side. And then ground will attach to the DC pump negative side and the 9 volt battery negative side. Then the output will attach to the B part of transistor tip 32. And after that it starts working. So I am now going to tell you about its mechanism. Here is the proximity sensor which senses the hands, and transistor is there and the sanitizer is filled in this bottle. The DC pump is also there and this is the pipe from which the sanitizer comes out. There are the wires, and when the wire is connected to this battery, it starts. So these are the wire. When the wire is connected to this battery, it starts working. So here are the sensors. When I will put my hand in front of it will give the sanitizer. So I am now going to show you manually that how it works. When I will put my hand in front of the sensor, it will give the sanitizer.